49ers, Mike McDaniel, they have hit a rough patch. They were 8-3, right? They're like even vying for that second place, first place seed. I think at one point they were first place, the Dolphins team. So 8-3, vying for the first place seed. Fast forward to today, they've lost 4 straight versus the 49ers, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Packers. So they've lost 4 straight. They're now 8-7, fighting for a wild card spot, which is quite different to a month ago when they were quite ahead in the AFC. So 4 straight losses. I want to get your thoughts. Is McDaniel's, after losing 4 straight losses, is his last loss to the Packers bad QB play or bad play calling? Is he still considered a better play caller in your mind than Kyle Shanahan?
Okay, as far as the Dolphins in general, though, it's funny because I was talking to Joey, who's in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Before the show started, we were talking, and I was telling him how like look at how like after the Dolphins played us, how they lost all these games, and now people don't even consider them a good team. By the time when we played them, they were arguably one of the better teams in the league, and it was like a big matchup for the 49ers. Like, oh wow, we're playing this team with all these explosive playmakers and Mike McDaniel's, the new genius in town, and the new head coach, and we got to watch out for these guys. And now it's like, now there's a narrative that the 49ers didn't play anybody good. They haven't played any good teams. And, look at the Dolphins weren't good. Look at their record. They're terrible. It's like, at the end of the day, though, I think Mike McDaniel still is doing a pretty good job with the Dolphins. It's his first year there. As far as, points, they're putting up 24.3 points a game. We're putting up 25. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say that he was, like, people were trying to say that he was the force behind offensive, Kyle Shanahan's offense, and we lost a great guy in that department, and we're suffering because of it. And I never thought that was the case because, not that I think Shanahan's perfect or anything like that, but you know how it is when Shanahan plays his students, or, I mean, look at the talent, under the Shanahan tree that has done well in the league. Sean McVay obviously is the obvious one, but I wouldn't go as far as to say McDaniel's, better than Shanahan or that we suffered when we lost him. I definitely think he's good. I definitely think he's a great coaching talent, and I see some pretty good things happening for him in the future, just not right now. That's all.
I think there is something that he did make a mistake on when he came, and I don't know if this was the GM's fault or just his fault, probably the GM's, but the Dolphins kind of went for all these flashy picks. They traded for a few really, Tyreek Hill, they got Armstead, the left tackle, but with doing that, they lack depth a little bit, and you see on the offensive line, against the Packers, that offensive line was so bad, especially on the right side. His name is escaping me right now. 71 for them. He's a right tackle. He's about worse. I would say he's worse than Mike McGlinchey. So there was pressure coming all game from the Packers. But I would say it's a little bit of both. I would say Mike McDaniel, he calls a lot of over the middle passes, but Tua's arm isn't that strong, and he genuinely or generally isn't that accurate because his arm isn't that strong, so he can't fit it into tight windows. So when you're throwing it over the middle, you're asking quarterbacks to be accurate.